This is Bob Anderson, and I'm going to do just actually a quick video because I've had several people ask me this. I think some on how to actually program it and some on what the numbers are, but it's about my ATM strategies. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to preface this for a second. I'm going to go over what these are here in a minute, but probably about, I don't know, maybe 50% of the trades I enter, I even let the ATM strategy actually do the actual trade. And what I mean by that is, for example, on the 5-minute. So here's my difference. Here's the 5-minute trade. Here's the continuation trade. And here's the overnight high low, overnight open trade. Okay. Those are the 3 trades that I talk about on this channel. And all 3 of them are sufficient enough to easily for you to figure out and manage and get you through the evaluations at Apex. Remember, it was this trade alone that I did exclusively to get through the evaluation and to get through my trailing stop on my live account. But anyways, so for example, let's talk about the 5-minute trade. Okay, the stop loss is set at 12 ticks, which is 3 points. The target is set at, this is how it's set on my ATM. The target is set at 40 ticks, which is 10 points. The break even is 8 ticks in the correct direction. Your stop loss will go from 12 to 0 once you hit your 8th tick in your favor on the trade. Now, let me preface something here. When I enter this trade, I have no intention of taking a 3-point loss. Okay? I mean, I really don't. So when I enter that trade, I look for the pivot where price action pushes back in my favor. And I take my stop loss and I grab it and drop it right below that pivot or above that pivot, depending if we're short or long. I give myself 1 tick room. My point is the moment I enter this trade, the first thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing my stop loss. Now, I'm leaving it there, but I'm ticking it with my mouse and I'm moving it. As a matter of fact, I do that on 100% of these trades. 100% of these trades. So the ATM is it just sets up the trade out of the gate. But it's not how I manage the trade. Seriously. So anyways, so I literally click on that, like on this 5-minute trade. It'll throw my stop up there at 3 points. I immediately go up and grab it. And then I start looking back at price action. And I'm seeing if the movement is going in my favor yet. And if it is, and it's going down and it goes into positive, then I literally look for that pivot point, which may be a point up from my break even. And I'll put my stop at 1.25 points. So I really don't use the ATM. But anyways, now when it goes to 8 points, 8 ticks, and it goes to break even, I leave it there. Then I look for some more pivot points to start rotating. The other thing I do, especially in evaluations, if you're in an evaluation, I don't let this thing go to 40. I do it for 5 points at 20. So I grab the target and I'll move it to 5 points. There's no sense in it going up 30 ticks and then rolling back against you. I mean, that's just insanity. That's how you get your trailing stop to start following you. So, but this is how mine is set up initially. Continuation trade. Okay, it's set up. Remember, this is the break of the top of your candle. That's either your lowest candle into your gold line or your highest candle into your gold line, whatever, depending on if you're going short or long. I give it 5 ticks. My break even from the moment I enter the trade is 5 ticks. Now, I will tell you this, when I grab it, if my pivot point is only 6 ticks back, I'll move it back even. I'll even move it back to give myself that 1 tick of room. And then when it's pulling away, you know, I'll follow it up with my normally it'll kick into break even because it'll hit 6 anyways. And my target is 12, but the reality of it is that's the way it's set up. And I had it set that way because in August, it was brutal. I normally have that set, instead of at target of 12, I have it set as a target of 20. And so what I've been doing, even in today's market, I've been grabbing it and moving it up 2 more points. As long as I don't see a big pivot ahead of me that's gonna hinder me getting my profit. So again, I don't let the ATM actually trade. All I'm using it for is protection of the worst case scenario. I still trade the trade. You got to understand that, okay? So the overnight high, the overnight open trade. Stop loss when it first executes is 10 ticks. Target is 20. I really do try to keep that one at least at 20, because when that trade hits, it's a 20 tick. It's a 20 tick. I don't move that. When that trade hits, it is 20 ticks. Okay. Break even, 8 ticks. So when I enter this one, again, I'm 10 ticks up. If let's say I'm doing a short, I don't do shorts, but we had a couple of them today, as a matter of fact. A couple of them today happened this afternoon. When it went up, you could have, hit it right there. And then when it rotated down, your pivot is way the hell below 10. So you grab your stop, move it just above the pivot, boom. Now you're risking like 3 ticks and you're trying to get 20. Somebody messaged me today that's been trading some of my trades, and he said, holy cow, Bob. He basically said, holy cow, I get it now. Because I'm entering in the spots that you're telling me, and the price action goes in my favor like that when it's going to work. And therefore, I don't feel like I'm taking risk. And I'm like, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. If the trade's not going in your favor pretty much immediately from the moment you go into these trades, you need to figure your way out. Because the programming, the auto traders and all that stuff that take these trades are not kicking in for some reason, or something else is going on. So anyways, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how these are programmed in your chart. I know Ninja does some kind of videos on it or whatnot, but I'm just going to show it on my charts. I got to get my charts to wake up. They're asleep. Of course, they always go to sleep whenever I'm doing a video. All right, here we are. Okay. So ATM strategies right over here. Here's your ATM screen. Okay. So I have them all 3 different names: 5-minute gold, continuation trade. I just happen to call the overnight open one a gap trade because I use that for multiple different trades, but it's my overnight trade one. So here we start with the 5-minute gold because that's the one I started with on my board. So when I have my 5-minute gold, it automatically sets. We'll go to edit. It automatically sets my. So here's what you do. You highlight. Let me close this again so you can see it. See how when you go over it, edit. Now, if you're going to create one, let me show you this. If you're going to create one, let's cancel this again. If you're going to create a 5-minute gold, you do custom. And then you just start right here. And then you set it, and then you save it, and then you get to name it. So that's how these are created. Then to edit them, you go in and you just edit it. It's the same thing. Order quantity, I have it set for 2 contracts. Perimeters are ticks. Let's see here. Profit and loss, you just click up or down right there. So like I said, my profit target on my, my stop loss on my, gosh dang it, quit moving. Okay, there you go. My stop loss on my 5-minute gold is 3 points, which is 12 ticks. My profit is 5 points, which is 10 points, which is 40. I really need to change this to 20 for now, because that's really what I've been doing lately. Yes, I want to replace it. And then my stop strategy is, I call it gap T strategy. You go over here and you create one, so you customize one. Okay, so if you're going to create a stop loss strategy, you go there and you do a drop down and you hit custom. Okay, and then you create one, which this is it right here. So my auto break even is 8 ticks. So I have my break even go to 8 ticks. Now, if you want to make sure you don't lose money, you can do 8 ticks plus 1 or 8 ticks minus 1. You'll be a tick behind your break even, but I have it at break even. And then I have no auto trail, because I'm auto trailing it by hand, as I talked about. Okay? And that's your 5-minute one. That's simple. Now let's go down here. Again, you custom create. And then my continuation one, remember I said custom create, and then I created the continuation one, which is this, which I edit, and this is order quantity 2, ticks, stop loss 5, profit 12, which I'm going to just jack that up for right now, because let me jack that up to 20 for now. See, now I'm going to change mine, because I really do need to change them. Just because market conditions have changed, I'm changing a few things. But anyways, so I'm going to set mine at 20, but it's set 12 is what the trade is, which is 3 points. 3 points for a 5-tick stop loss is a great trade. It really is a great trade. If somebody's trying to show you trade strategy where you're risking, more than, if you're not getting 2 to 1 on your risk reward, you need to just shut the channel down and move on. Because all they're trying to do is show you a large win percentage versus profit. Anyways, so let's go to the next one. The last one here is my gap trade, which is really, I call it gap trade on here for my trade strategy, but it's my overnight open trade, which is this one right here. See, we came up, punched through, bam, down, 5 points, you're done. So anyways, so what the strategy is right here. Order quantity 2, stop loss 10, which again, I go ahead and I manage that from the moment I get in. Profit is 20. It's always 20. It's never going to change. That trade is a good solid 20 every time that it's set up properly at the right times of day. And then my stop loss is profit trigger 8. When we get 8 ticks in my favor, boom, we go to break even. Keep in mind, I've already moved. Like this one here. If I entered this one here, right here, let's go. Here's one right here. Here's an overnight open trade right here in front of me. Okay, see this? I'm going to put a little eclipse around this whole area. There's one right there. So this thing ran right up, came through, and if you had your entry right here, okay, which is, let's see here, the open is 38.01 even. So your entry would be 3,000.75, 3,875. God, I'm tired. Long day. But the moment you enter it, your stop's going to be way up here. But I would have grabbed it and moved it right to there. 1 tick over my pivot point. My pivot point over here is 38.017. So I would have grabbed my stop and moved it to 38.02 as soon as that thing pulled down through. Because here's my pivot right here. And then bam, down you go. There's your trade. Okay? So I guess the reason all along I've never really put much emphasis in any of my videos of my ATM strategy is because the reality of it is I don't really use them. I use it to set a target, and a stop. That's a worst case scenario. But from the moment I get in the trade, I'm grabbing my stop and I'm manipulating it from where my pivots are, where my last candle broke up from. Because my trades go in straight lines. They don't hesitate and hang around. They go in straight lines. So you need to be following the back of the candles, which is exactly the one big profitable trade I had yesterday. It got me because it's but by the way, when it hit me, it rolled right over. So if I'd have had my stop still sitting way down below, I would have given up $300-400 on that trade by not following the candles, because my trades go in straight lines. I'm hitting, my trades are intended to hit a hot spot, a spot where things are going to happen. And they either happen or you want to get out. But anyways, there's my ATM strategy. There's how to set them up. You could probably look at other YouTube videos on how to set them up too, but on how to create them. But anyways, that's it. By the way, I took one trade today. I had a busy day today. My business partner had surgery today, so I had to cover for him too. But anyways, so I took one trade, got 3 points on all my accounts. So all 5 accounts got exactly 3 points, $150. So I am certainly on my way, because I'm up over $550 or $575, something like that, towards my $1,500 goal I need in 10 days. So that's great. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Everybody, I hope you have a good day, and keep your stops tight. Talk to you later. Bye.